Anusara, some good alignment work. You can find the class that you want. We're all on the list there. So my name is John. If it's your first time here, again, welcome. This is Power Hour. We're going to focus on kind of some hip flexors today. We're going to be in the postures that we'll be doing with opening up the hip flexors. There's some back bends and some balancing. Alrighty, so that's what we're focusing on. And again, if you're just coming in, props, and those folks at home, if you're just tuning in, you want a couple of blocks. You want to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. And so it'll just help with some of our balancing postures today. Alrighty, I think that's it. Let me just reintroduce myself again to our folks at home, because we are live streaming on Facebook. My name is John. Welcome. This is Power Hour. And let's go ahead and start. Let's start in mountain pose. So go ahead and stand near the top of your mat, toes pointing forward, feet about hip distance apart. Just settle into the space. If you need to adjust how your feet are on your mat, perfectly fine. Just want to be able to feel the ground underneath you, an even distribution of weight from left to right. You can close your eyes if that feels nice for you, or just soften your gaze. And as you come to stillness, start to pay attention to your breath. Just notice your breath. Very nice. Just slow, steady breaths. And if you're able, breathe in a way that you can feel your breath. Feeling how when you inhale, you expand your lungs, even stand a little taller. And as you exhale, drawing navel inward towards your spine, which engages the abdominal lock, provides strength, support, balance, energy. So again, as you breathe in, just feel the lifting and lengthening of your spine, feeling the breath. Also listening to the sound of your breath. Exhaling, listening to that oceanic sound of your breath. Connecting to your center. That light contraction of your abdominal muscles. Let's take 3 more slow, deep breaths here as we now prepare our bodies to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. A good reach, a nice stretch. Exhale, let's fold forward so it's a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Make your way down toward your toes. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or your thighs to extend your spine, a long flat back. Exhale, let's go back down towards toes. Now you might bend your knees enough so you can touch your toes, or you might rise up a little higher if this feels a little bit better for your body at this moment. And just notice perhaps a lengthening through the hamstrings. And if you're hanging heavily forward in this ragdoll style of the posture, just feel that roundedness in the back, even a release of the shoulders. You might want to take a moment to create circles with your shoulders. Roll them backward, roll them forward, give them a little shake. And do the same with your head. And just nod yes, shake your head no. And just imagining any tension that might be lingering in your upper body just rolls away onto the ground. Let's do another spinal extension. So slide your hands up to your knees or thighs. Only rise up halfway. There's our tabletop. Exhale, back down, forward fold. As we prepare to stand, shift your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees like you're going to sit down. Look forward. Yeah, then take your arms out to the side and just stand up tall, straightening your legs. Reach up into the air. Another big stretch. Exhale, nice. Bring your hands together and down to your heart. Wonderful. Just pause there for a moment, return to breath. We'll go through that half salute one more time. Here we go. Inhale, let's reach into the air. Exhale, leading with your heart, fold forward, soft knees, yes. Maybe touching the ground. Inhale, rise up halfway. Feel the top of your head lead you forward. Exhale, back down. Preparing to stand, just roll back towards your heels, bend your knees, look forward. That should extend your spine. Reach out with your arms, rise up. That's it. Reach into the air. Exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart space. Wonderful. Another pause here. Just reconnect to your breath in and out. And just knowing that this is your practice. Move in the way that you need to move. Pause when you need to, rest, and adjust any pose you need to. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air. And exhale, let's fold forward. Again, with soft knees, guiding your way down. Take your time. Inhale, rise up halfway. We'll call it monkey pose. As we exhale, bend your knees enough to place your hands on your mat in front of you. Then step or walk both of your feet back into plank pose. So we're in a high push-up position. We'll breathe in right here. In the exhale, we'll take a shortcut. Bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, right into downward facing dog. I call that a shortcut. Right into down dog. And you can do that any time in the practice. And just settle in. Make any adjustments of your feet on your mat, your hands, settle in. Either hold in stillness as you breathe in and out, or add movement if you'd like. Maybe stretching your calves by pressing one heel down as you exhale. Take a breath in, alternate, exhale, press the other heel down. And just create this little walking sensation. So feel that perhaps in your calves, the bottoms of your feet, your toes. Meanwhile, your hands are pressing firmly into the ground. Feel the energy and strength and length in your arms. Let's come back to a paused down dog. Breathe in. And exhale, walk, step, or even hop both feet up to the top of your mat. Nice. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, we'll come back down. Weights in the heels, soft knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way back up. We're going to keep it moving, reaching high. This exhale, take chair pose, sitting back into the seat. You can keep the arms out here at an angle or reach forward so they're parallel to the ground. We're going to breathe in, then the exhale to dive back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, bending to bring hands to the mat. Walk or step both feet back into plank pose. Just pause as you breathe in. This exhale, let's come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. You could bring knees to the floor first if you need to. Inhale either to upward facing dog. You might even choose a low cobra right here. Exhale onto your toes, lifting hips into the air. Downward facing dog. Let's add our lunges. Inhale, extend your right leg up behind you, reach back. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, next to right hand. Take your time to get there. Left heel turns to the floor, shifting the weight back into that foot so there's no weight on your hands, so you can easily hinge from hips, rising up, warrior one. Keep it moving. Exhale, folding carefully, bringing hands back down to your mat. We'll step back into plank pose. Don't forget your shortcut if you want to take the shortcut to down dog or follow through. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and downward facing. Settling in, find your pose. Then inhale, extend left leg into the air. Exhale to guide it up to the top of the mat, next to left hand. Right heel turns to the floor. Remember to shift the weight back in that direction. Hands are light so you can easily float up, warrior one. And our exhale, folding again. Plant your hands, stepping back, plank pose, complete your series. We'll meet together in downward facing dog. Another pause as you arrive in your posture. Then gently bring knees to the floor. We're going to take a seat in the center of the mat and then go ahead and roll down onto your back. We're going to move into bridge pose. That'll be our first back bend. So go Go ahead and lie down with your knees bent, feet flat on the ground. And just relax here for a moment. Just feel the ground underneath you. Take a breath or two. And when you're ready, go ahead and inhale to fill up your lungs. Exhale to empty your belly. Feel the low back press into the ground. And then lift your hips up off the ground. So lifting hips into the air. You might just pause just like that for the lift. Or you might rock your upper body left and right a little bit to get your arms and shoulders a bit more underneath you if you're able. Perhaps squeezing shoulder blades together to engage your upper back. And perhaps for a little bit more upper body stability, bend your elbows at 90 degrees. You have robot arms here. And just press the backs of your arms down into the ground. That might stabilize you and even give you more of that ability to lift into the air, both hips and open chest. This is pretty engaging, so you might feel your whole body actively working for you. Feet rooted into the ground, backs of your arms and shoulders, back of your head even. Squeezing to center. You want to feel like your inner thighs are squeezing towards each other. Navel's pulling in towards spine, and the shoulder blades squeezing together. 2 more breaths. Then go ahead and wiggle the toes forward or step forward a little bit. Extend your arms into the air. This is just to create space so we can now roll down to the ground. Then inhale, draw knees to chest. Exhale and start rocking forward and back a few times. And then when you're ready, a good exhale to rock your way up to seated so we can come to boat pose. That's it. What you may want to do is to kind of prep yourself, if you want, for this posture, is have your heels on the ground, feet flexed. Hold on to the backs of your legs to sit up nice and tall just to ensure a straight spine. That's our in-breath. Exhale to lock it. Then as if you're in a reclining chair, just start to lean back a little bit. And if you keep leaning back or you start stepping the heels closer to your body, more weight will go that way, and then the feet will just float into the air. So it doesn't feel like you have to lift your feet. They just float up. And you can maintain this hold of the legs, maintaining the lengthened spine at the angle you've created. I'd suggest even lifting the chin a little bit so you have a nice long straight neck matching the rest of your spine. You can hold on, you can release. And we'll hold here for about 15 minutes or so. Gaining that good strength, that's it, nice. Okay, we're gonna move, breathing in. Exhale, if you can, cross legs, maybe hands in front of the cross legs to step back into plank, or just lean to the side. Just swing or step the feet back, arriving in plank pose. Hold there for a moment. You may even still feel the core engagement. Let's all take the shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Let's add on to our lunge sequence. Inhale, extend your right leg up into the sky. Your exhale to guide right foot up to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the ground, shifting the weight back. Yeah, take your time with all this, never a rush. Inhale, rising into the air, warrior 1. And our exhale to warrior 2. That's it, yes. Make some adjustments with the feet if you need to. Knee and toes, right knee and toes pointing forward. Outstretched arms, really reach. Good engagement, yes. Very active, love it. Side angle, so reaching out over this right leg, angled upper body, rotate the arms. Now you might be low enough to touch the ground or bring in your prop like a block, or stay up high like I am. I just have my arm braced on my inner leg right here while my left hand reaches into the air. We're gonna hold here for a little bit. Stay here, but bring your left hand down behind you to your low back. That's it. And once it's in place, roll the left shoulder back as a way to open up through the chest. Even lengthen the spine a little bit more. Long torso. You might even notice that your torso is right over your thigh, that alignment. We'll inhale now to re-extend this left arm up into the air. Exhale to turn, bring your hands down to the mat. We'll step back into plank, pause for a moment. Same shortcut to down dog. Just bend the knees, hips into the air. Now you could go through the full sequence if you'd like. Other side, inhale, extend left leg up into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Landing, right heel turns to the floor, shifting weight back. Take your time with all of this. When you feel light in the hands, inhale to rise. Yes, warrior one. Exhale, opening here to warrior two. Make your adjustments. I like to take a little bit wider of a stance, getting more into the hips, reaching out dynamically. Left knee and toes pointing forward. Then our side angle. Follow the right hand forward. Angled upper body, rotate the arm. Same thing. You can reach the ground or use blocks or stay up a little higher. The right arm extending into the air momentarily. Stay here, but now bring right hand down behind you. I just have it on my low back, palm facing outward, allowing the right shoulder to roll back. As if you're like opening up through the chest, even feel more proud through the chest. Lengthening through the torso, feeling, you can even kind of look down. If you look down at your thigh and knee and toes, your head is in that same alignment right there. Let's breathe in to extend the right hand back up into the sky. Exhale, turn. We'll bring the hands down to the ground. And step back plank. You can take that same shortcut to down dog, or let's go through the full series. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Breathing in, filling up your lungs. With your exhale, you can walk, step, or hop both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. Exhale, we'll fold. Weights in the heels, again, soft knees. Inhale to rise up tall, reach into the air. Yes. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side this time. And when they come down, just spin the palms forward. That's it. And when we turn the hands forward, you can feel your whole arm turns open. Okay? Because we want to maintain a nice opening through the deltoid here that ties in through the chest right there. And it just keeps the nice posturing in the body. So just hold that for a moment. We're going to go into tree pose, so balancing. So we're going to shift the weight over to the right foot, so root down, pressing strongly into the ground with the right foot. Feel lengthen and tall through the spine, inhaling. We'll exhale to engage, ready to float the left foot up, flexing the foot perhaps. The flexed foot just energizes the leg. We'll swing the knee out to the side for the hip opener, and just placing foot on the inside of your standing leg. I always go to my calf. You can go there if you want. You can even use the ground if you need the ground today. Or yes, placing foot on the inner thigh. And I find if you can bring it up this high, you can even press a little bit more firmly. Since it's a bigger, stronger muscle, really press to engage. Then when you're ready, inhale, let's float the arms up into the sky with a little extra lift here at the top. You might gaze forward or downward. I'm looking at one of the lines on the ground. And just use that as a good focal point, helping you to balance. Yes. All right, let's keep the arms extended. We're going to swing the left knee forward now. Lift the knee with the flexed foot. Hold it for a second. A little extra balance work. You've got it. Plant the foot back down into the ground. Let's press the air down with the arms. Back down by your side. Spin the palms forward. Good, same thing. You might even feel the shoulders roll back. It kind of happens automatically, but you can just give it a little extra roll back. Nice. Let's start shifting weight over to the left foot, rooting down. Yes. Press, strong leg, long spine, a breath in to feel that lightness. Exhaling to engage our center. When you feel set, float the right foot up, flexed foot there, bent knee. We'll swing it out. You've got it. Yeah, maybe grabbing hold of the ankle if you want to place the foot on the inner thigh, or certainly welcome to take it lower, maybe to the ground if you need to, or calf. I'll do calf on this one. Then inhale. Yes, take your arms up into the air. Reach. Lift. Finding something to focus on out in front of you. Breathing. Good. Let's keep the arms reaching high. We'll swing the right knee forward now, lifting the knee, flexed foot, hold. Then we'll plant the foot, press the air down with the hands, finishing with the hands facing forward. Yeah, take a moment after you finish arriving here, then just loosen up, shake it out. Feet, ankles, hips, fingers, shoulders. Nice. We'll continue our flow, starting in mountain pose. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air. And exhale, we'll take chair pose, just briefly, finishing the exhale. Inhale again for some length. Exhale, diving forward, down towards toes. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or walk back into plank pose. Feel free to come right down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Don't forget about your shortcuts. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go at your own pace. If you're a little behind, that's perfect, that's fine. Just go at your own breathing sensation. Inhale, extend right leg up into the air. Let's open this up. We'll bend the right knee, lift the knee up, straight up towards the ceiling. Just a little bit will do, just to feel the hip opening, a little rotation in the spine. When you exhale, let's unwind it. Let's step through, Warrior One. Left heel turns to the floor, grounding, rising, floating up, Warrior One. Exhale, Warrior Two. Quick adjustments as you settle in. Side angle reach. Rotate the arms. This time follow the left arm over your head, reaching towards the front of the room perhaps, lengthening through the left side of your body. Breathing in. And we're going to exhale to turn. Bring the hands down to the mat. Step back, plank pose. Finishing your series. Again, you might bring knees to the ground first, then the chest to finish your push-up. Maybe a low cobra this time. And then downward facing dog. You can always switch that up. Then inhale, let's extend left leg into the air. We'll bend the knee, lift the knee. Feel the hip opener. Next exhale, let's unwind it. Step through. Right heel plants into the ground, shifting weight back. Floating arms up, facing forward. Warrior One, yes. Warrior Two. Settle in. Right into side angle. Reaching out, angled upper body, rotate the arms. Keep following the right arm over your head as it feels okay on your shoulder, reaching through the fingertips. Feel the stretch and lengthening through the right side of your body. Breathe in. And our exhale will turn, bringing hands back down to the mat, back to plank, finishing your sequence. We'll meet together in down dog. All right, from here, we're going to bring the knees to the ground. Maybe sit back briefly in hero, or just at a place where you get some props if you need them. Maybe blocks, you may not need blocks, but here you might want to pad your knees. So if you're on a hard ground perhaps and need some padding, maybe you've got a blanket or a towel or something, or even just fold your mat and then kneel on it. So just join me when you're ready. So get some padding underneath your knees and then come up onto your knees. All right, we're going to do some deep lunging here. I need to shift back a little bit. So we're going to do some deep lunging. So what you'll do, just a little lean to your left side because you're going to step your right foot forward like that. So right foot's out in front of you. And at first we might align the knee right over the ankle, but we're going to change that by maybe leaning back a little bit so it takes some of the weight off the foot. So you can take your foot way out front, just depending on how deep you'll get into the lunge, okay? I like to take mine way out there, okay? So again, if we drew the straight line from our knee, it would hit the ground. So your foot's way out front. Just rest your hands on your thigh for a moment. We'll inhale and grow tall. Yeah, lifting through the torso. Exhale, send everything forward. Hips kind of driving this, sending this forward. And you can see this realigns. Your knee might realign over the ankle. Now for me, this feels okay, but I want to go a little further. So I'm going to take my foot farther forward. I'm going to inhale and get a little longer and taller. Exhale, lunge a little deeper. So listen to your body and how deep you'd like to go. Mainly focusing on the left hip flexor here. We don't want pressure or tightness in the knee or shin in front. Props, if you wanted, maybe like a block on this left side, just to help stabilize, just to keep you lifted. Now at first, we might be nice and tall up top like this, which does create a bit of a back bend, so be mindful of your low back. But the more that you feel this torso extension lifting up and you lunge, you probably get more sensation in the left hip flexor. If you don't want that too much, you might want to lean forward just to get out of that back bend feel. Check in to see if you've made some more space. You have a choice then. Either stay where you are because it's just right, or maybe lunge a little deeper. Now you can even go a little lower if you wanted to. This is where your props might come in handy. Maybe bringing your elbow down to the blocks or even down to the ground. These are options now. You don't have to come down this low. And even if you did come down this low and realize, oh, this is too low, then come back up. Okay, the air going off means we're halfway through class. About 3 more breaths here. Even if you're, wherever you are in your posture, if you just look up and feel like you're trying to go forward, that puts a little bit more sensation into that hip flexor perhaps. All right, let's carefully guide our way out of this deep lunge. We're rising back up. Set your props to the side perhaps. I'm pulling up, leaning back so I can just step or slide that right foot back and just kind of returning to this position right here. Let's bring the hands to the floor in front. Lift the back knee, step back plank pose. Just help re-extend at this point. And then bend knees a little, send hips into the air just to return to downward facing dog. Let's set up for the other side. So you're just going to bring the knees down to the mat, back to that fold or refold the mat as you need to. We'll rise up nice and tall. We'll do the other side. So a little lean to the right side. We'll get that left foot to step forward. So you can even use like a block just to kind of lean into so you can bring that foot up to the top. Let's realign here. So let's take the left foot way out front, or just depending on how deep you want to go on this side, yeah? Hands resting on your thigh. We'll inhale to get very tall, yes? We want space around the belt line. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Checking in. Here's my knee over ankle. I don't want to go past that, so I'm going to wiggle my foot a little bit farther forward because I want to go a little deeper. We don't want to force this for sure, right? Inhaling for more space creation. Exhale maybe a little deeper. Again, listen to your own body. Realize if you think, oh, I'm going to go really deep, and realize, oh, that's too far, then come back or come out. Okay, maybe a block or a prop on your right side for a little extra stability. Knowing that, again, we can go to that back bend feel, just nice and tall, lifted, and maybe lunging deeper. More sensation perhaps on that right side. If you want, you can always come out of that back bend sensation just by leaning forward. Maybe coming lower if you want. Again, these are the options for you. These aren't necessary movements to go into. And if you go a little deeper, at least I know this is mainly for me, if I go a little deeper or want to get my arm closer to the ground, I have to make more space, and I literally just move my left foot to the left side, which just brings a little bit more space on the left inner thigh. And I feel like I can get really nicely into the space there to stretch. Yes, really rely on deep breaths here wherever you happen to be. Even imagine you're sending breath into those sensational parts, perhaps that right hip flexor. About 3 more breaths. Remember, if you just look up and try to go forward wherever you are, it gives you a little bit more sensation. All right, then take your time to ease out of that deep stretch. Take your time to rise back up. Use those props to help lift yourself back up. Maybe a little lean back so you can step that left foot back a bit right here. Coming back to this original posture. And we'll fold, bringing hands to the mat, lift that back knee, step the left foot back. If you need to adjust your mat, which I'm doing at the moment, you can do that. Plank pose, then follow all the way through if you like. The whole series, chaturanga, up dog, and that might feel a little different in the hip flexors in this back bend since you just gave them a good stretch. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, fill up your lungs. With your exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up halfway, crown comes forward. Exhale, fold deeply. Roll back towards your heels, bend your knees. We'll reverse the swan dive. Full breath in, reach up into the sky. Let's take a little pause here in an extended mountain. Maybe another breath in to reach higher. Exhale, arms down by your side. Push the air down. Spin the palms forward, shoulders roll back. All right, let's go into that dancer pose, okay? It is a balancing posture. It's a back bend. It's also a hip flexor release. All righty. We'll set it up like trees. So start shifting your weight into your right foot, nice and tall up top. Okay, we're going to lift the left foot, flex the foot, right there. So you have a nice right angle right there in the leg. Okay, and then you're going to take this whole leg, dropping the knee so it's here, so that you didn't change the angle of the leg. We just drop the knee so the knees are by each other, but the left foot's back behind you. Take the left palm facing forward, reach back, and if you can, catch the inside edge of the left foot. Now you might find that you had to pull the knee out to the side, I did, to catch the foot, and if that's the case, that's fine, and then squeeze it back in towards center line. Put a softness in the right knee. Give yourself a gentle bounce right there, okay? Now again, we've done that outer spiral with that left arm, perhaps holding onto the inside edge of the left foot. Right arm extends into the air. Reach, get tall. Breathe in again. Exhale, keep that right knee bent. Tip forward, leading with your heart and chin. Maybe just a little bit, pause, and that left knee will move away from the right knee. Inhale, maybe more of an extension. Reach out with this right hand. Exhale, perhaps bend the right knee more, tip over more. And if you want to create more of a back bend, reach forward more and lift. Alrighty, again, these can be as deep as you want. You might be up a little higher. You might be much lower. You might be more in a back bend or less in a back bend. The left leg has moved away from the right leg, but they're still squeezing in towards each other. Your focus is either down at the ground or forward. We're going to rise back up. As you rise up, squeeze inner thighs towards each other. Release left foot to the ground, left hand up into the air. Press the air down. That's it. Finish here and shake it out. Okay, we're going to start sweating now, aren't we? Good job. Whew. Okay. So other side, same thing. Let's find our mountain pose. Put weight into the left foot. Feel tall. We'll float the right foot up. Be a flex foot, it just keeps the leg strong. Keeping this angle of the leg, we'll drop the knee. The foot is just reaching back that way. Right hand, palm forward. Let's reach back. If you can, catch the inside edge of the foot. If you can't reach it or it just feels odd, just catch the ankle on the outside or foot on the outside. If the knee went out, squeeze it in towards center line. Bend the left knee. Keep a softness in the knee. Extend your left arm up into the air. Reach. All right, bend the left knee if you haven't already. Let's start to tip over just a tiny bit. And maybe this is the end of the pose. This is perfect for dancer. Or you can bend the knee a little bit more. Tip over a little bit more like you're pouring out water, hot water from a tea kettle. And then extend. Reach the right foot back, left arm forward, which creates more of that back bend. You can always soften that up as you need to. Find a focal point somewhere out in front of you or even down low on the ground. Breathe. We're going to rise back up, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Let's release the right foot, foot down to the ground, both arms up into the air. Press the air down. Good. Palms forward. Finish. Then shake it all out. Yes. Well done. All right, let's get to moving again. Mountain pose. Whenever you're ready, you can get some water if you need to. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose, fully extended spine. Exhale, bend to bring hands to your mat. Let's step back, plank. Shortcut or finishing, chaturanga. Up dog, you decide. Cobra's good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Still flowing at your own pace. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend the knee, lift the knee for the little twist and hip opener. Exhale, unwind, send right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel to the ground behind you, shifting weight back, hands float up. Warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Side angle, reach. Rotate arms, right hand down, left hand up. Let's bring that left hand down behind again, down to your low back. Roll the left shoulder back, open up through the chest. Feel the extension of the torso. Proudly opening the chest. Inhale, sweep the left hand back up into the air. Turn, bring the hands down to the ground. Step back, plank. Hold plank for a second. You're going to gently set the right knee on the ground, directly underneath the hip. Now you could pad this knee if you need to. We're going to be on it. After you've padded it, we're going to swing the right foot off to the right side. It just angles the leg. We're going to lean into the right hand and open up sideways. We're just going to a side plank variation. That's it. So the left foot can stay on the ground if it needs to be. Left hand reaching straight up into the air. Yes. Another nice opening of the body. Now follow the left hand over your head, reaching towards the front of the room, nicely extended. Now the left foot can stay on the ground or maybe flexing the foot to give it energy to lift the foot up off the ground. Now bend the left knee, bring your heel back to your backside if you can, and then reach back if you can to catch the foot or just touch the heel. A little trick is to bring the knee in towards your body like you're sitting, catch the ankle, and then kick it back behind you, opening up. Yes. Let's slowly release, re-extend the leg, re-extend the arm overhead. Inhale. Exhale, turn to land lightly, left hand, left knee. Bring the kickstand back in. Take a cat and cow right here. Inhale, lift head and heart. Little arch of the back, it's a back bend. Exhale, round it out. Add another one if you want to, okay? And just meet together in down, or sorry, in this little tabletop. We'll step the hands forward a little bit. Tuck your toes with an exhale, return to down dog. Just lift the knees and hips. Downward facing. Other side when you're ready. Inhale, extending left leg into the air. Bend and twist. Lifting the hip, opening the hip. Exhale, unwind, left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 1. Take your time with that transition, never a rush. Inhale, rising. Exhale, opening. Adjusting the stance. Side angle, reaching out, tip it over, rotate the arms. Reach down, reach up. Feel that nice expansion here. Bring your right hand down to your low back. Palm opened. Right shoulder rolls back to open the chest. Proud, opened heart. Let's inhale to re-extend, right hand up into the air. Our exhale to turn, hands down to the ground, back to our plank pose. Hold, just to feel the nice alignment. Then we'll gently set the left knee onto the ground. Underneath the hip. Pat it as you need to. Swing the left knee off to the left foot off to the left side. Lean into your left hand so you can swing the body open sideways. Right hand goes up into the air. The right foot, of course, can stay on the ground for a little balance. And you make this kickstand with the left foot also for balance. Now, extending right hand over your head, reach. Right foot can stay where it is or flex the foot, lift it if you'd like, extending in these opposite directions. From here, bend your right knee. Bring heel towards backside. And right hand reaching behind you. Now, if you can't reach the foot, that's okay. But you can still kind of reach behind you, opening up through the chest. Or catch the ankle, or just touch the heel. Whatever's accessible back there. Maybe opening up a bit more. And adding breath. We'll inhale to re-extend the right leg back behind you, reaching the right hand up, slowly turn, lightly land, right hand, right knee, kickstand comes back in, cat and cow. Maybe one more, even two more if you'd like. We'll take a little pause right here. Yeah, keep stretching and moving as you'd like, and then when you're ready, just take a seat and then look up here so you can kind of watch what's going on, but you can continue moving and stretching, getting some water. I'm going to bring my blocks or whatever prop you might have maybe to the center at the top of the mat. Let me just show you where we're going to go, so you can just watch. So we're going to start in mountain pose. We're going to hop into tree. I'll guide you into tree. I'm just going to hop into tree pose here. And tree is going to turn into that dancer pose. So I'm going to swing my left knee forward, lifting the knee, kick it back. Left hand will come down, catching the inside edge. Right there, still reaching up with this right hand. Squeeze to inner thighs, bending the right knee. And then just find your dancer pose. Remember, this could be your posture. Right here, just a balance and an extension. You can certainly take it a little deeper. Okay? From here, we're going to look down at those blocks. I'm going to catch the wall there. Bending the knee so I can actually tip and then catch the blocks. Bring them higher if you need to. Hand on the blocks. So you have something to balance yourself and even raise yourself up if you need to. We're going to try to open up a little bit more sideways here. Oh boy, I'm just lifting that left knee out to the left side. I like to look down. It just gives me a little bit more balance. I'm going to release, extend, reach into the air. So you're in a half moon position. We're going to come to a warrior two from here, bending the right knee. I'm supposed to getting lower to the ground so I can find the ground easily with that back foot. Then I'll rise up to our warrior two. We're going to reverse the warrior. We're going to windmill here. Bring the hands down to the mat. Watch this. I'm going to take this right to down dog. This right foot's going to sweep back right up into a down dog. I'm going to bend the knee, bring it, I'm going to hug it in towards chest for a little core work, but then gently set the knee onto the ground. For our side plank there variation and the back bend. I'm going to add something here. Bring this hand back down to the ground, kind of coming back to neutral. I'm just bringing my kickstand back in. This left leg is extended. Right arm extends for a spinal balance. Bending the knee again, reach back, catching foot, another back bend. All right, you got it? Okay, go ahead. You got it, right? All right, let's return to a downward facing dog. I will certainly guide you. Oh, don't forget to get your props, blocks, ladders, and cell phones, anything you might need up front there. And then downward facing. We'll do this together through this whole sequence. Breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of the mat. Spinal extension and folding. Hold this fold for a moment. Since we got a lot of back bends, let's just kind of hang out in this forward fold for a moment. Get a little pull in that low back, gravity drawing you downward. Get heavy in the head, your neck and shoulders if you'd like, for that little extra pull. Then when you're ready, lean back into the heels, bend your knees, and we'll make our way back up to standing. Extended mountain pose, so reach high. And exhale, bring hands together and down to your heart. Arriving here, starting our sequence here. Start with breath. First pose is tree pose. Shifting weight into the right foot. Root down, get tall. Core engagement with your exhale, float left foot up. Swing it out, plug it in. When you're ready, shoot the arms up into the air. Inhale. Exhale to connect. Navel to spine. Hold for a second. This is a lot of balancing works happening at this moment and through this first part of the sequence. Keep arms extended. We'll swing left knee forward. Lift knee, flex foot. So your thigh is going to be parallel to the ground here. Right angle. We're going to kick that leg back. Remember that? Drop this left hand, maybe palm forward, but then back behind you if you can. Catch the inside edge of the foot. Hug left inner thigh towards right inner thigh. Keep reaching up, but bend the right knee. Hinge forward a little bit. Pause there or go a little deeper into your dancer pose. And just hold that for a moment. And we're going to tip that tea kettle. So bend the right knee more. Tip over. Look at the blocks or whatever you've got down there so your right hand can catch that block. Even rise it up. Lift it higher if you need to, which I'm going to try to do here. You can stay just like this, but if you're able, start to open up sideways a little bit, sending the left knee out to the left side. It opens your pelvis to the left, your belly to the left. But your focus can still be down. No worries if you lose balance. No worries. Now release the foot, extend the leg, maybe flexing the foot. Feel the heel push back. Left hand up into the air, still looking at the ground. Half moon. Bend right knee. So you're coming down. So you can set the left foot down behind you onto the mat. We're going to our warrior two. Once you've landed, you'll rise up. Yes? Reverse your warrior, right hand reaching into the air. Well done. Okay, we're going to windmill to bring the hands down to the floor in front. Now to a down dog. Once the hands are planted, sweep the right foot back and up into the air. Straight lines. Exhale, right knee towards your chin or chest for a little core crunch. Hold for a second, then gently set the right knee onto the ground, underneath the hip. Make a kickstand. Open up sideways. Nice. Left arm extends overhead, lift the left foot, keep extending, bend the left knee, reach back behind you. Either just reach for the air or touch the heel or grab hold of the foot. Here's your second back bend. It really resembles what you just came out of. You did this balancing on the right foot. It's almost the same pose. Let's re-extend, take it in reverse. Re-extend the leg and arm. Bring the left hand down to the ground. Bring the right kickstand back. The left leg is still lifted. Just bring the kickstand back in. Then extend your right arm forward. So left leg is in the air reaching back. Right arm extending forward for the spinal balance. Bend the left knee. Heel comes down towards back side. If you can, reach behind you with the right hand. So it ends up being kind of a little bit of a twist. The nickname for this, I think, is tiger pose. You can keep this low, or if you lift the foot up towards the ceiling and open the chest, it's another back bend. Let's soften, release, re-extend. Left knee to the floor, right hand to the floor, cat and cow. And since we're down here, you might want to move your blocks maybe over to the other side, just so they're ready to go. A few breaths. Maybe hang out in that cat pose to get that rounded sensation after all those back bends, right? And then get set for down dogs. Just step the hands forward, tuck your toes, lift knees and hips, keeping this good extension through spine. Look at the space between your hands as you exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, fold. Another hangout session. Right here, release. Whenever you're ready, no rush. Weights in the heels, bend your knees, reverse your swan dive, come up tall, reaching into the air. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, first side is done. Tree pose, other side, shifting weight into the left foot, root. Core engaged, lengthened spine, floating right foot up when you're ready. Swing it out. Foot on the inside. Once in place, inhale, take the arms into the air, get that good lift up top. Already finding a good focal point out in front of you. Setting up for dancer, let's swing the right knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Keep that angled leg, but kick the leg back. Right hand will come down, reaching back, perhaps catching the inside edge. If you need to catch the outside edge, do that instead. Squeeze inner thighs. Reach up through left hand, bend left knee, hinge forward a little or more than a little. Maybe a new focal point because you're at an angle, you might be looking down. You can go a little deeper, Bending the knee, tipping it over, extending more for that back bend. All right, let's pour that kettle of tea. Bending the left knee more, tip. So you can bring the left hand to your stacked blocks. A lot of balance work with that, right? Use the blocks, a lot of stability there. And the right knee starts to kind of kick out to the right side to help turn the hips in that direction. Half moon. So we're releasing the foot, extending the leg with good energy. Right hand extending up into the air. Bend the left knee a whole lot so we can set the right foot down onto the ground. Feel the ground. Yes, yay, ground. Coming up, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Yes. Left hand up. Nice little left side body stretch. Windmill, hands down to the mat. Back to down dog. Press hands into the mat. Sweep the left foot back right up into the air. Little crunch. Exhale, left knee towards chin or chest. Gently set left knee onto the ground. Make a kickstand. Side plank variation. Opening up sideways. Right hand up into the air. Just to open up, then right hand over your head. Reach through right side body. Flexing the right foot, lift it. Another back bend. Bend the knee. Reach back, catch the air, or your ankle or toes, or just touch the heel. Okay, we're re-extending the leg and the arm overhead. Bring the right hand to the ground. Keep the right leg in the air, but just bring the kickstand back in. So you're just parallel to the ground here. Left arm extends forward. Spinal balance. Reach. Active leg and arm. Bend the right knee now. Heel comes down towards backside. Maybe you can reach back. If you can't catch the foot, that's okay. Maybe you're just touching the air. Stay low or lift the foot upward. Lift the chest and look forward for more of that back bend. Releasing. Extending, returning to your spinal balance. Let's bring the hand to the ground, right knee to the ground. Cat and cow, maybe 2, maybe 3. Yes, that nice hangout in cat should feel really good on that low back area. And when you feel complete here, finish in a child's pose. So you can continue the extension of the spine, a rounding of the back. Child's pose or puppy pose if this is too sensitive for your knees. Let's just take 2 more breaths here. We're near the end of our practice, and so the next few poses will be a little bit more restorative and relaxing and releasing. No rush to move. If you're feeling good in child's pose, stay there a little longer. When you're ready, just rise up, sit off to the side so you can get the legs out in front. You're just basically just going to come back to a lying down position. Once you're down on your back, you can hug the knees into your body. And some more massaging. I like to just hold on to my knees and just create circles, which gives a nice massage in my low back and the hips. But do whatever feels right for you. You might just want to hold in place, hugging the knees in. Even go into another hip opener. It might be happy baby pose or reclining cobbler's pose. Also, if it feels right, maybe twist. Take a spinal twist on both sides. So this is really up to you on how you'd like to finish your moving practice. Some back release, some hip release, a little twist. Take the time that you need to complete your moving practice. Just these last stretches, releasing, lengthening. And when you do feel fully complete, come to Shavasana or any other restorative position. Shavasana, of course, is just lying flat on your back, arms down by your side, maybe with your palms facing up, allowing your whole body to disengage. You just came out of a very, very engaging practice. So take the time to let it all go. Choose other postures if it feels better. Maybe you want to roll onto your side or even come to seated. Or use props as a way to support your body in whatever position you're in. Take notice of your breath. And let it guide you into continued stillness and relaxation. Return to the awareness of your breath. Just simply notice your own breathing. And as you return to this awareness, take 5 slow, deep breaths. And perhaps these breaths are generating movement throughout your entire body, a new energy moving through you. And as movement returns, finishing your 5th breath, slowly and carefully roll onto either side of your body, just holding for a moment in this nurturing pose, still very aware of your breath. Continue to move in slow motion and guide your way up to a seated posture. Sitting up nice and tall and proud. Here, inhale, extend your arms out, reaching straight up. As you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Once in stillness, just take one more breath in and out on your own. And as we complete our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste.